Hello there and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky the Third. I am the RNGenius, but you may call me Eric, and in the last episode we took care of the star door that was on the garden terrace on top of the royal castle. Now I was told that the condition for the first sun door we went in to bring to me the first moon door we went in to bring to me the girl skilled in orbital engineering. The condition is now different. So I'm definitely going to check up on that, if that is true at all. And we have that other star door as well. Okay, what do you say? Bring to me the girl skilled in orbital engineering, accompanied by an ever-burning flame. Alright. Only then shall the door open. Okay, thank you very much for that piece of advice. I'll take it that I have to bring Tita in the gate now, which makes sense because we left off wanting to introduce a gate to Tita's parents. Or Tita left off wanting to introduce gate to her parents, and her mother seems very happy about that. So that's where the story continues. I assume that's going to be the same for all the other sun doors or moon doors only? Moon doors. Okay. Now we have those who have not proven themselves in battles are not worthy of stepping inside. Should you wish to be deemed worthy, struggle through 100 battles, only then shall the door open. I think we have fought 100 battles by now, or have we? I mean, I sure have fought a lot, but I've also run away a lot, so we don't know. Those who have not proven themselves in battle are not worthy of stepping inside. Should you wish to be deemed worthy, struggle through 100 battles, only then shall the door open. Ah. Are we combat ready? I don't care, we literally had a save a second ago, so... Another star door awaits. Star chamber. I shall grant you a memory fragment and my blessing. Enclosed is a report on the damage dealt to the former principality of North Ambria by the salt pail. Also contained within is research on the pail itself. I think the salt pail is the artifact that was called salt, the pillar of salt in the previous game. The artifact that Kevin used to take care of Weissman, the Faceless, who was the ultimate antagonist in that game. Holy City of Arteria, Congregation for the Sacraments. Salt Pail Research Reposed. Report? Report. Reese Argent. Ooh. I hereby present this report to you, Your Holiness, ever at the side of the goddess. This report contains classified information and may only be read by those with the clearance to do so. Certain sections of the utmost secrecy have also been blacked out. Progression of events after the Pail's appearance. July 1st. 1178, 5:45 a.m. An urgent report came in from Halias Cathedral in the then principality, now a state of North Ambria in northern Zemuria. It stated that a giant white pillar, so tall it appears to kiss the clouds, had appeared on the outskirts of the city. Bishop Alexei, the one who sent the report, behaved as if extremely unsettled by what was happening. By urgent order of the committee, 2 knights of the Gralsritter, the 8th Dominion, aka the Roaring Lion, and a squire, both of whom were working on another mission in a nearby nation, were dispatched to perform a formal investigation. They hurried to the scene via the 8th Merkaba unit. Please note that the Merkabas had only recently been put into use at this point. They arrived promptly, and at 6:22 a.m. this was what they saw. Enclosed is a photograph, the object now known as the salt pail. At this point, however, it was far larger than the term pail would suggest. It was more akin to a massive tower that soared hundreds of arch into the air. The two knights provided the following observation regarding the situation on their arrival. We were met with a mighty hailstorm blowing in our direction from Heliask, or so it appeared at first, till we eventually realized the storm contained not ice, but salt. The object's surface is completely covered with salt, making it impossible to tell what it may actually look like underneath. The surrounding air has become powdered salt, and it falls to the ground like snow falling on a tundra. The spread of that salinification, makes perfect sense, that word, process was startlingly rapid, and the affected area spread in the blink of an eye. By the time the Kreisritter arrived, the entire landscape of the capital had turned to salt, and the lives of many who lived there, likely the aforementioned Bishop Alexei, had already been lost. Yet, the spread did not stop there. A day after the salt pail first appeared, a vast coniferous forest zone north of the capital crystallized and collapsed. Bridges also collapsed, rendering all of the main highways out of the city unusable. Please note that by this point, then-ruler Prince Balmond had already fled the country to a nearby nation. 2 days passed since the pail's appearance. By this point, roughly half of the entire principality had become a sea of salt. Countless refugees had fled to the southern side of the country because the river Grieve stood between it and the affected area. Finally, 3 days after the pail's appearance, the salinification process stopped at dawn. As a result, the knights were able to advance on the capital of Heliask with the hope of investigating the salt pail. That afternoon, they finally reached it, but what they found looked completely different from how the pail had before when they first arrived in North Ambria. Yeah, I can't read that. In the center of the salinified area, they found an object that was a mere 2.5 arch in height. Its surface was no longer blackened in salt, rather it looked as if something blanketed in salt, rather it looked as if something had been carved out of it. It is now believed that the pail's mass decreased as the salinification process progressed. In its smaller state, the pail had lost its power to turn swathes of the country to salt, but its ability to salinify was still very much intact. Anything that touched it, even for a millisecond, was instantaneously turned into salt. It was of the utmost importance to handle it with care. In order to complete the mission without physical contact, the Kreisritter required the use of the sacred tool Gleipnir, which was delivered to them from the High Seat in Arteria. Since then, it has been kept closely sealed away within the High Seat in Arteria. Still, while the recovery mission was ultimately deemed a success, the damage already caused was equally vast and significant. No damage to the surrounding nations was reported, but it resulted in the destruction of 3 of the 5 administrative districts of the principality, including its capital. Over a third of the total population, along with travelers from elsewhere, lost their lives. This is to say nothing of the emotional damage caused. Due to its sudden outbreak, the hearts of North Ambria's people were overwhelmed with fear and uncertainty. From a humanitarian and a religious perspective, a swift response from the Septian Church was all but necessary. The decision was made to dispatch personnel to the region right away, and upon arrival they set about rebuilding the damaged churches and healing of both the physical and mental wounds of the people. Those who were left orphaned in the crisis were taken into gospel facilities, where they would be cared for until adulthood. The northern region of the country, which had been turned entirely to salt, was placed under the church's control. It has been a restricted area ever since. Supplementary notes. After some time, the country's former leader, Prince Balmint, attempted to rebuild the government, but given that he had fled the country during its hour of need, caring only for himself and not its people, all authority he once had was gone. The following year, the country's people led an armed uprising, and the Principality of North Ambria was no more. Eventually, elections were held, and the country became a democracy, thus bringing about the birth of the autonomous state we know now. This was also when the former principality's armed forces reformed as a vigilante corps. Given the extreme poverty of the state, however, the majority of said corps, I don't know how to pronounce that actually, considered gathering foreign currency to be of the utmost importance. This was how the large-scale Jaeger corps known as the Northern Jaegers was first established. As far as the rest of the Muriar is concerned, this is where the tale of the Salt Pail ends. But a number of very important questions still remain unanswered. Perhaps the most obvious one of these is where it came from. Despite the considerable size of the object and that it appeared on the outskirts of a populated city, no information is available regarding the moment it first appeared. The most popular theory is that its appearance was due to something akin to spatial translocation, but no hard evidence exists to support this, or any other theory. Of more importance, however, is its positioning in the teachings of the Zeptian Church. The pail is clearly different in nature to artifacts and appears to be a more fundamental manifestation of the goddess, powers of creation, committee report. With the limits of our knowledge at present, this is as far as we can get to the truth. There are some who have proposed it may be one of the Zepterions, but no evidence has been found in legend or scripture to support this belief. Nevertheless, these questions and many others need answering, and the Congregation for the Sacraments continues to study the Salt Pail to this day. The most accepted proposal comes from those who believe the pail should be seen as nothing more than a gift from Aideos, and they continue to consider various means for her church to make good use of it. The most realistic of these plans is using it in the manufacture of a sacred tool used for execution. Parts of the pail are cut away using high-pressure water and then surrounded with a cylinder made from salt crystal, allowing them to be fired directly into the target without requiring the user to make direct contact. Should the bolt make successfully contact with a human target, their whole body would turn to salt, killing them in mere seconds. There are no known means for reversing or stopping the process. This approach does not come without flaws. It seems unwise to be careless with an object we still do not understand the true nature of, for one thing. There are also humanitarian concerns with executing someone in this manner. Big surprise. Still, it does bear mentioning that should there ever be a case where a target needs to be eliminated without fail, this would be the most surefire way to carry it out. It would go without saying that research on it is intended to continue into the future. Appendix regarding the aforementioned sacred tool. Words. Trial use begins with the sacred tool. Top secret work only. Something something. Permission granted to use in the execution of George Weissmann. Used in the execution of George Weissmann. Fired from a bowgun. Results were extremely favorable. No damage was caused to the surrounding area. The target was also successfully erased. Appendix about the target. The target, George Weissmann, was orphaned by the Salt Pail. Oh no. Orphaned. Oh, good lord. George Weissmann. I think that could fit. Was orphaned by the Salt Pail when it first appeared. A brief history of him is as follows. Why would they blank out him? Summer 1180, maybe? Joins the Zeptian Church. 1185 joins the Congregation for the Sacraments as an official. 90 promoted to bishop. 95 declared a heretic and excommunicated from the church. Side story, the Salt Pail finished. Petrify. 3,500 Mira. Oh. Weissman used to be a member of the Zeptian Church. He used to be a bishop. Boy. That's still the same? Should you wish to be deemed worthy, struggle through 100 battles. Nope, thanks. Alright, I think it's time to go back. Can I do another star door? There is no actual way. There is no actual way. I think we're gonna go to the second plane right now. I don't think it'll take much longer than 15 minutes to be able to get or enter chapter 3. Or I mean, we're already in chapter 3, that's a fair point. We're already in Golden Road, Silver Road, or whatever it was called. But we're gonna enter it. We're gonna enter the third plane now. Well, this should take us to the third plane. Funny how this warp ended up being in the exact spot that device to seal the aureole was in the real world. Device? Are you referring to the first barrier mentioned in that report? Yeah, the one designed to temporarily freeze it in another dimensional space. Although unfortunately for the guys who pulled it off, it looks like even that wasn't enough to stop the Gospels being able to influence it. I see. We still don't know what happened to the aureole either. There seem to be many who think that the Liberar collapsing means that the aureole itself is no more too. Which is possible, I suppose. All we really know is that judging by how shaken Weissman was, something unexpected happened. Beyond that, nothing. I fear Professor Weissman may be the only one who knows the truth about exactly what happened. Although I don't have the faintest idea where he could be now or what he's doing there. Funny that you should mention it. What? But the report said quite clearly. No one in the church is sure what happened to him either. It's still being looked into. Still, I think it's fairly safe to say that Weissman isn't involved in what's happening right here. If he were, I'm sure he'd be openly revealing every second of this. You all know what kind of guy he is. That's true. He doesn't really have anything to gain by wearing a mask like that, I suppose. Gee. We've got way too many unanswered questions at this point. All we can do is keep looking for answers. The less we know, the more we have to be on guard though, so we'd best be careful. Right? Reese? I suppose so. Why is he lying though? That's what I want to know. Does he want everyone to underestimate him, or... I mean, Kevin is the biggest badass we have with us right now, although he behaves like a fool in almost every situation. But I don't know why he has to be so mysterious about it. Maybe we'll find out. We'll 100% find out over the course of this. Because that's what we're here for. Where are we now? Something similar to the Jade Corridor by the look of it. Kevin, over there! Golden and Silver Roads. A golden and silver gate? Well, this is foreboding. Again! Ah! The ghost we saw in Grancel! Visitors from afar, bearers of the Grail emblem. Can you hear me? Yeah, we can! Before you stands the entrances to the twin corridors. Proceed through them both in sync, or never shall you reach the end, the dark depths beyond. I entrust their operation to the monument before you. Step forth into the corridors, the power of the Grail with you, and move onward. But beware. Once you have stepped through the doors, the trial must be completed. Oh. Well, that's one question answered. That voice we've been hearing all this time was hers. Although now the next question is, who is she, anyway? Whoever she is, she gave us some valuable advice on how to proceed. Step forth into the corridors, the power of the Grail with you, and move onward. And I say we take her up on that advice. Moving in sync means we're gonna have to split up, though. Or more like Reese and I have to each take a door at the same time, while you guys tag along with whoever. That's how I took it, too. If we don't do it the way she said, I doubt we'll be able to advance. Huh, they sure aren't making it easy for us, huh? That means we're gonna need to split up us two, so that you guys don't go in alone. It's still not the most ideal situation when there are only 4 of us and things are so dangerous, but it's what we have to do. Why not ask the rest back in the garden to help us? That way we could form 2 groups of 4, and that should hopefully be good enough for any challenges up ahead. But that voice said that Kevin and I need to be the ones who stepped through the gates. Sure, but that's all she specified, that you and me needed to go through different ones. She didn't say anything about what these guys have to do, plus there's no telling what's waiting for us on the other side. We could use their help. Alright then, thank you. Not a problem. So, what should we do? Should we call everyone here right away? Even if we did, I wouldn't blame them if they wanted some time to prep before heading out. Especially since I've got a hunch that once we go in those gates, there's no going back out. So instead of calling them here, let's go back to them. Then we'll all come here once we feel up to the challenge. The 3rd plane. The dungeon on this plane requires you to form 2 parties with Kevin and Reese as their leaders in order to advance. Each of the characters you have at this point will need to be placed in one of these parties. Furthermore, after beginning the dungeon, you won't be able to return to the garden until it is complete. To begin exploring, inspect the monument at the start of the 3rd plane and choose Explore 3rd Plane. No. Why'd I choose that option? Why? Seriously. Tell me, please. I need to know. Mirrors, huh? I got Petrify a second ago. I'm not particularly excited about that one. Hi, pretty boy. Yeah. Hello. Shield 3 sounds pretty good. MP 3 has a 20% chance. Not good enough. Eagle Eye. Huh. Can do one more of these, maybe 2 more. Just because Mirage is not lagging here. Time is, space is. Okay. Upgrade my orbments? No, no, no. We're gonna upgrade. We're gonna need all the orbments we can get. And I should be able to get this shop. I should be able to do all of this down below as well. Composites 3, huh? That upgrades movement. Silver Earring, Poison, Feint, Death Blows, huh? Sleep, Blind, Seal, Mute. We got some better things here now to buy. Alright, let's go back to the Hermit's Garden. Before we do this, I definitely want to try getting Julia and Müller into our party and talking to the star door that is directly in front of the Royal Palace. Although that won't happen in this episode. What I can do is get them both into my party.
Do it.
And... okay. Get them both into my party. Should I equip them? I'm gonna need to equip them at some point anyways. I'm not gonna be giving you a mine 3. You are never getting the time of day. HP, you're definitely taking attack 3. I will only be able to get one person the eagle eye. Or maybe that's the reason why it gave me another eagle eye. Or the option to create another eagle eye. Is shield worth arts defense? I don't know. Probably not. Most likely not. Hit 2 might be worth... movement and petrification, maybe? Oh, sure. Good to go. Ooh, you have haze. There you go. That's where that haze quartz went. Action 1, attack 2. No, I'm gonna give attack 3 to... never mind. Where did Reese get attack 3 from? You have a hit 2, you have an EP cut 1. Kevin! How about you upgrade? Time for an upgrade! Yes. Cast 1. Chloe. Doom. I don't know if we'll fight someone in there. Is the thing. We fought someone in a moon door once, but we didn't end up fighting anyone again after that. So I'm still worried. Of course, it can always happen, but well, it just isn't clear at this point, is it now? Do. You have information, action 1. You know, time zephyrs are really hard to come by. Who drops those? Who drops a lot of those? You don't count. You don't count either. You don't count either. This guy. You count. Huh. 7 is technically... Nah. You don't drop much. Slime blobs are hard to find. But 70 Zephyr, that is something. And the 99 space, like this guy's a money bag. If we take this guy out a couple of times, good lord. We're gonna be golden. But he was hard to find, so it's not gonna be happening anytime soon. Did we talk to everybody? We talked to everybody once we released Chloe. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. I'm making myself... I'm going crazy here. We wanted to go to the star door right in front of... the blade that serves the Imperial House. I don't know if the blade that serves the Imperial House will end up being Müller, but I assume so. So we'll step ourselves, or we'll put ourselves right in front of this door. And then for the moment, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope I will see you guys in the next episode as well. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.